Microservices were supposed to make everything simpler, but as they multiply, they often create this brand new kind of chaos. So today, we're going to tackle that chaos head on by exploring a really powerful solution, the service mesh. We're going to break down what it is, how it works, and maybe most importantly, whether it's actually the right tool for your system. All right, here's our game plan. First up, we'll talk about the growing pains that come with any microservice architecture. Then, we'll introduce the service mesh as the cure and, pop the hood to see how it really works. And finally, we'll check out the leading options and give you a solid framework to decide if a mesh is the right move for you. So first things first, why are we even talking about service meshes? Well, it all starts with the success and the inevitable complexity of microservices. So let's just get right to it. Your microservice count is growing. Maybe it's even exploding. That clean, simple architecture you started with, yeah, it's probably starting to look like a tangled web of communication. The real question is, can your network, and honestly, can your team, actually keep up with all that without burning out? This is where the chaos really starts to show. Suddenly, the number of connections between services just blows up. And what happens then? Well, every single service ends up with its own duplicated security and retry logic. But the real killer, the thing that slows everyone down, is that your core application code gets all tangled up with these complex networking concerns, pulling your developers' focus away from what really matters, building great features. Okay, so with that problem clearly defined, let's introduce the hero of our story. This is exactly where the service mesh comes in, offering a much more elegant way to handle all that complexity. At its core, a service mesh is a dedicated infrastructure layer. Its one and only job is to handle all that messy service-to-service communication. And the key word here, the most important word, is transparently. It does all of this heavy lifting without your application code even knowing it exists. This slide just perfectly illustrates the before and after. On the left, it's just manual chaos, right? But on the right, with a mesh, you get centralized control. This means you get automatic security, deep visibility into your services, and it makes advanced strategies like canary releases, where you roll out changes to just a small group of users first, so much simpler to pull off. That all sounds pretty great, maybe even a little magical. But how does it actually pull this off without touching your application code? Well, the secret lies in a surprisingly clever design pattern. And that magic ingredient is a pattern called the Sidecar proxy. Just think of it like a little personal assistant or a helper that sits right next to each one of your services, and its job is to handle all the dirty work of networking. Okay, so here's how a request flows. Let's say your app, Service A, wants to talk to Service B. It sends out a request. But here's the trick. Instead of going directly to Service B, that request gets intercepted by Service A's own Sidecar proxy. That proxy handles all the complex stuff, encryption, retries, routing, and then sends it across the network to Service B's Sidecar, which finally passes it cleanly to the application. Your services, they just think they're talking to localhost. All that network complexity is completely handled by the proxies. So the big takeaway here is this. All these critical features like traffic routing and security are literally lifted out of your application and moved into the mesh. This includes really important stuff like mutual TLS or MTLS, which basically makes sure both sides of a connection prove who they are for maximum security. And this frees up your developers to focus purely on business logic, which is exactly where you want them. Okay, so maybe you're sold on the concept, but which one do you actually choose? There are a few options out there, but let's focus on the two heavyweights in the space today, Istio and Linkerd. First up, we've got Istio. You should think of this as the enterprise-grade, feature-packed, does-everything option. If you need super fine-grained control, complex security policies, and just the widest possible range of capabilities, Istio is almost always the go-to choice. And then, on the other side of the spectrum, you have Linkerd. Its whole philosophy is about simplicity, performance, and just making it easy to operate. It's incredibly lightweight, has very low resource overhead, and it's really designed to just work right out of the box with sensible defaults. This table really sums up the core trade-off perfectly. Istio gives you all the power, but it comes at the cost of complexity. Linkerd offers simplicity and amazing performance by focusing only on the essentials. The right choice here isn't about which one's more popular. It's about matching the tool to your team's specific needs and, frankly, your operational capacity. And that brings us to the most important question of all. We know what a service mesh is, but do you actually need one? Let's break down that decision. First off, let's clear up a really common point of confusion. A service mesh does not replace your API gateway. An API gateway manages what we call north-south traffic. That's requests coming from outside your cluster to the inside.
A service mesh, on the other hand, manages east-west traffic. That's all the communication between services inside your cluster. They're designed to work together. So when does a mesh become a real game changer? It's when you need to do things like canary releases or blue-green deployments consistently. It's when you're trying to build a zero-trust network where all internal traffic has to be encrypted, no exceptions. Or it's when your system is just so complex that you need deep observability without having to ask every single team to go change their code. But, and this is a big but, it is not a silver bullet. A service mesh is serious infrastructure, and it absolutely comes with operational overhead. If you only have a handful of services, or if your team isn't quite ready for that added complexity, it can definitely be overkill. You really don't want to add a mesh just for the sake of it. And that brings us to our final, crucial takeaway, which is stated perfectly here. Service mesh is not mandatory, but in the right systems, it is transformative. The real key is to honestly evaluate whether your system has the kind of complexity that actually justifies the power of a mesh. And hopefully, you now have the clarity to make that call.